Hello everyone, Uncle Garrett and Aunt May are back, and today we have a little bit more touching on the topics we've recently discussed about controlling your emotions when your significant other upsets you. So we have a little bit more to say and a little bit more to expand there. So I've noticed that people often say that they can't really control their emotions, they're just hot-headed, that it's just them, they fly off the handle now and then, and you just have to love me the way I am. Well, actually, that's not true, and I want to debunk that thought. That's because people who say that, people who do fly off the handle, get upset and angry with their loved ones, most of the time they do not do that when someone in a position of power upsets them. Say, if their boss upsets them, somehow they manage to still stay calm or at least, control what they say, right? Or a client, or what if you're stopped by a police officer, and when that happens, just about everyone wants to give a piece of their mind to the police officer, but they don't. Why? Because, well, there are consequences if you do lose control of your emotions, and if you do, quote unquote, fly off the handle, there are consequences. And so you can use that knowledge, use that tendency in you to help get control of your emotions. You can put consequences on yourself. Here's a challenge for you. Make a pledge to your loved ones that you will not fly off the handle, and if you do, you are going to put some consequences on yourself, and make them significant. Make it something that truly hurts. I have done that. I have a tendency, in the first few seconds of something upsetting me, I have a tendency to say things that I shouldn't have said. And I've made a pledge to Aunt May that if and when I do that, I will have some self-punishment, some consequences I put on myself. So, Aunt May, would you like to add anything to that?
Oh yeah, when you said people can handle calmly with boss, client, or police officer, that just means we all have the self-regulation deep down in the base brain.
Mm-hmm.
So so we know how to do it. It's just so that we have to commit that we really want to do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you do have the power to do it, no matter how much you say you don't.
Yeah, we have the natural ability to do it. If you can do it with the police officer, you can do it with your spouse. So a lot of time I find people, they use an excuse to say, rather say, I don't want to do it. They say, oh, I just me, or I'm just being straightforward, or I just be true myself, or it's just I'm being straightforward, and that's just justice, I'm being mistreated, so I'm going to shout out. So as we discovered in part 1, actually, peacefully, calmly looking into the problem and solve it once for all, so that the problem will not surface out to bother you again. That's the best. So focus on the problem, not the emotion.
Oh, that's really great, Aunt May. I appreciate that. Do you have anything more to add to that?
Yes, I do. And the first thing is that, we really need to be willing to change ourselves. And we are being somehow in the life being mistreated. And we know how terrible it feels that somebody just, yelled to us or be so angry, to us, mistreated us. So then now we should understand when we lash out how the other party feels, right? So if I don't want to feel being treated that way, so I shall make a change. So I shall, come to I shall not do that to anybody else.
Empathize with your loved ones.
Yes, the loved ones, especially the loved ones, the people I care. And the second thing is that, a lot of times, the best thing you can help yourself to switch is actually make a firm, deep commitment to yourself. I find out it's so helpful when I told myself that I never want to do this again. And I really want to change it. And I would do whatever to change it. Then my subconscious would help me to tone in, to give me suggestions of how I can change it. So when I look into the direction that I want to change, so then I can see the possibilities. So I can discover and then practice.
Failure is not an option.
Yes, it's not an option. Yes. So then I can see the opportunity and I can practice and see what works the best. So gradually I can do better. So another thing is that meditation. So with the meditation, you can raise your awareness and raise your willpower with awareness that the moment that you have anger, and with the willpower that you can switch your attention from the anger or whatever, come back to calm and focus on the problem. Gradually, you can just work yourself to a better and better self-control, regulating the emotion.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Aunt May. And that will do it for today's little message. And once again, we both hope you found this very helpful, and we're going to continue this series and continue to give you hopefully advice and tips and ways of looking at things that will change your relationships for the better. So until next time, this is Uncle Garrett.
And this is Aunt May. Thank you.
Thank you, and goodbye.